That would be great. With that, opening statement from Coach Jay Wright.
Good effort for us. A lot of credit goes to Radford. I mean, one of the advantages we have is that you know, I was at Hofstra. I know how good these teams are. I can tell these guys, and these guys and our guys are intelligent. They listen. Radford is scrappy, tough. They made an ugly game. You know, when you're 16, you're not going to come in and win a pretty game, you know. And they really did a good job. They're well coached. I think Mike does a great job. They got great culture in that program. We have a lot of respect for them, and that's why I feel good about our guys. They scrapped, and they not afraid of an ugly game, and we just did it for 40 minutes, survived, and we get to advance. It's leadership, you know. It's these two, you know, not trying to go get numbers, just trying to keep us playing hard and scrapping with a really tough team.
Questions for the student athletes, please. Right here, please.
Dan Gelson, Associated Press. For Jalen and Mikal, I mean, you guys have kind of had these games before, especially in the Big East tournament, where you come out and you hit these threes, and you just kind of crush them. Can you tell that how easy it is to kind of take the spirit out of the other team, that they can't really match what you guys are doing?
Honestly, I wasn't even paying attention to how many threes were hitting. To me, it didn't seem like a lot. We were just, really trying to focus on defending and rebounding. I mean, offense, it comes natural to us. We love sharing the ball with each other. We all are really confident in each other, making shots, sharing the ball and all that. It's something we take pride in, but, I mean, we just really focus on defending and rebounding because I know our offense is going to come.
Right down here in the front, please.
Bob Ford from the Philadelphia Inquirer for Jalen. You won playing a 16. You're supposed to win, and you're supposed to win fairly handily. You know things are never that easy. But is it a special, not nervousness, but just until you guys get going, until you get out there and get rolling, is it a little tension, just, hey, we're playing a 16 and we can't let the unthinkable happen here?
It may cross our minds. It may. But I think we do a good job of showing each other that, we're just going to focus on playing hard between those lines. I can't say it doesn't cross our mind at all, but, I mean, I think our guys did a good job of showing each other that, no matter who we're playing, no matter what the situation is, no matter what the, probability of us winning is, we're just going to go out there and play hard for each other, and that's all we can worry about, and that's what we did out there.
Joe Giuliano, Philadelphia Inquirer for Mikal. You guys held them without a field goal in the first half for almost 8 minutes. When you're stopping and making stop after stop after stop, do you realize that you're gradually extending your lead because they can't get on the board?
We feel as ourselves that we're defending really well, and once we feel like we're playing really tough defensively, you could tell by everybody's reaction when you're on the bench, when you're out there, all fired up, because we love playing defense. That's what we focus on the most, and it's just a great feeling when we was defending and we were playing hard together.
Any more questions for the student athletes?
Big time.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Good job, guys.
Just a reminder, Villanova locker room is open at this point. Questions for Coach Jay Wright? Right here in the front.
Joe, you know who I am. In the last 2 weeks of the regular season, you were expressing concern that you may not have the time left to get the defense the way you want to. Tonight's performance, are you getting closer to that point?
We are, Joe. We're getting better every time we get to play. You play different teams, different styles, and that's what you have to be able to adjust to. I'm sure we'll get a totally different style on Saturday, and we're going to have to be ready. I feel good about where we're going defensively. We still have to get, rebounding. We give a lot of offensive rebounds in the first half. We still got to get better. But they know it. They know it. We have a mindset that we want to keep playing and practicing to get better.
Right here.
Jay, a variation of the question I asked Jalen. I mean, it's going to happen one of these days.
Yeah.
The 60s, and it could happen
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
And no one wants to. It's hard to win games in this tournament, 15s, B2s, and all that. But it's going to happen, and nobody wants to be that.
Exactly.
So, is there just that little bit of element to this kind of game?
Definitely. There's a lot of, when it comes to NCAA tournament time, there's a lot of distractions. You know, a lot of them are, most of them are positive distractions, enjoyable distractions, right? But you have to fight that. But that is definitely one of them. It's out there. You hear it. You're watching games. You watch. When we're watching Penn, because our daughter goes to Penn. My wife's rooting like crazy for Penn, and I'm thinking to myself, "You're rooting for Penn. If that happens, my boy Bill Self is going to be dying." You know, you do. You think about it, but it's what you have to do when you're the one is do everything to fight off that distraction, just like you fight off. You hear Jalen say about percentages, so they're looking at the bottom of ESPN when they talk about the percentages of winning. It's all out there. You got to block it out of your head and concentrate on what you can control.
Joe Starkey, Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Jay, this one's a little bit off the board here, but I wound up having a conversation with Father Peter during the game, the president. How connected is he to the program? What's your relationship with him like?
He's awesome. He's connected to everything at Villanova, and especially anything that involves the students. You know, so he when we come out here, you know, we have a big send-off in the hotel. He's the first person bottom of the steps, hugging every guy. The guys love him. All the students love him. When he walks into the arena, they chant, "Father Peter." He's the face of our university. He's a lovable, humble guy, really bright guy. He's done an incredible job. And then we also have Father Rob, who's our team chaplain, who is a big part of what we do too. I look tight. Father Rob looked tight. I did sense a little tightness in him tonight walking out.
Jay, Terry Tui, Digital First Media. You know, you talked about the 116. Now that you're in the second round, you've been down this road before many times.
Yeah.
Do you talk about it now? I mean, how do you deal with this moving forward? Because
No.
you've been struggled in this
Yeah.
next round.
But that's just me. I'm the only one that struggled, not these guys. You know what? Nobody on this team. So they don't. I mean, they know about it, but the guys that you have, they know what they did in their careers. You know, and the guys they were with. You know, this team's leadership is Jalen and Mikhail. And I've heard Jalen say it. I know the bitter and the sweet of this tournament. I know winning a national championship, and I know getting knocked out in the second round. So I know anything can happen. That's where this team's mindset is. So I stick with the mindset of the group we have.
Sarah with the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Obviously, Jalen's up for some big accolades. What do you see out of him tonight, and how do you see him handle that pressure?
You know, it's amazing. There was a play tonight where we had like a 25-point lead. He shot faked the guy, had a wide open lay, and he tried to throw it backwards to Dante to get Dante a shot. It just shows his unselfishness, you know. And I actually was not happy about that because you want him to just make the right play, you know. But he's such a leader. He's thinking about what does our team need to do? Like, what do they need to see from me, meaning him? And he knows they need to see unselfishness, commitment to defense, and rebounding, and that's what he does.
Doug Galassi, Pittsburgh Tribune Review. Coach, you see a team like Radford who's not here all the time. You see their crowd. Does that help you keep things in perspective about, you know, it's not a guaranteed thing, I guess, to be at this situation?
Most definitely, and it's something that we talk to our team about. You know, it relates to what I just answered about what these guys know in their careers. You know, these guys have had a great run, but every chance like that we see a team just so appreciative to be here and playing their hearts out to the last second, playing every possession. It's just a great example to our guys to relish every opportunity they get and to respect their opponent. You know, they see 116, the percentages to win, and then you get on the floor with those guys, they're playing their butts off, you know, and you see how tough they are. So great respect for them, and it is very healthy experience for us.
Mark Herman from Newsday. And Jay, just to follow up on that, because you kind of led with this, what did your experience in being the other side of this, at Hofstra, the other side of the underdog favorite thing, how does that affect your appreciation of this?
Well, I really enjoy, after a game like this, seeing the guys on the other team, and talking with them, the players, and just telling them what tough players they are, what great team they have, how much we respect them. Just so they know, because we were on that side. We played Oklahoma State our first year, got hammered, and then I think they went to the Final Four that year, and it was a big moment for us. We got beat bad and we enjoyed it. So I make sure that I let them know how much we respect them, and we do, because we talk to our guys about that.
Sarah, do you have a follow-up? Yeah. Okay. Any other questions for Coach?
Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot. It's true. It's true.
That ain't what I wanted. Let's see what that looks like. Well, I can keep that. I can take that home. Yes, awesome. What else y'all got for us?
All right, we're joined by Radford student athletes Christian Bradford, Justin Cousin, and Randy Phillips, who is sitting next to Coach Jones. Coach, if you could start with an opening statement, then we'll go to the student athlete questions.
I'm just here so I don't get fined. I always wanted to do that, man. I always wanted to do that. First of all praise and glory goes to God. He has blessed me with being a part of this team of young men. It's just been the most fun year I've had in coaching. I've been in it probably since 1990. I can't do the math, but man, I've had fun in some years. We went to the Final Four one year. We had played in 2 games in one day, but at Georgia, but never had more fun with a group of individuals and a group and a team like I've had this year. And obviously disappointing that we didn't play better today and that we didn't win the game. But a lot of that credit goes to Jay Wright, a tremendous coach, Hall of Fame coach. They have a great team, and hope that we can say that we lost to the national champions. But really proud of this group and proud of what they've accomplished. They've done things that will leave probably the best legacy of any seniors in the history of Radford basketball at the Division I level, and I'm very proud of them for that.
Questions for the Radford student athletes? Joe, go ahead.
I'm sorry, for the athletes or the coach? Athletes. Okay. I was going to ask the coach, but the same question applies. It was something to see at the end of the game when your coach called you guys over and the crowd, your crowd, was going nuts. That was quite a scene. Can you guys talk about what it meant to be here, what that moment meant?
Well, I guess I go. That moment kind of meant a lot for us and for them because, like, I mean, they kind of know that was kind of history of what we did, but the fact that they traveled this far just to watch us play in this tournament, just to be a part of something that we built, and it was big for us. I know I just grabbed the coach and started crying immediately as soon as they started going crazy. So I know it was overwhelming for me. So,
Justin or Christian, you want to answer that too?
It's just been a while since Radford has been on this stage, and like the people, alums, like current students now, it just meant so much to them. I think it meant just as much to them as it did to us for them to see us on this stage, and they were happy for us. And I mean, they've been rocking with us the whole season pretty much, so it was a good feeling for all of us.
Just to reiterate what they said, it was just a great feeling. Them guys, they supported us throughout the whole season, and it was special for us to have such a great crowd travel all the way to Pittsburgh from Radford.
Right here in front.
Dan Gelston, the Associated Press. 16s have never won, and Villanova is obviously very good, but was there a point, it's midway through the first half and they're up 20-something where you kind of thought this is worse than maybe we thought it would be?
No, we've been down 20 before and came back, game going overtime, we still lost, but we know any deficit, as long as we put our hard hat on, we can fight back from anything. Like, that wasn't a thought at all.
I mean, you got to tip your hat to your opponent sometimes. I mean, they made a lot of shots that were contested. They're a great ball club, so, I mean, you just got to take it on the chin sometime, but we knew what we were capable of from tip to the final horn, so we never really quit.
I mean, yeah, like Justin said, they're a good team. Like, they're #1 seed for a reason. But this team right here is special. We're battle-tested. We're a championship team for a reason. So we never thought in our mind that we couldn't come back.
Swag. Any other questions for the student? Oh, right here. Here we go.
Bob Sutton from the Times News. Justin, what did it mean for you for your senior year to be able to go through the last few weeks and all the things that happened?
I mean, it meant the world to me, and especially with these guys, man. I'm kind of seen as the old head on the team. I'm a fifth-year guy, and I kept telling these guys, y'all keep me young, man. And, I mean, I'm just so appreciative of every last one of them, from the freshmen to these guys. They came in the last 2 years, and, I mean, we've just been the best of brothers throughout the season, and it's a brotherhood that'll last a lifetime, and I'm thankful for that.
Right here.
Randy, I'm sure you guys have dreamed of playing in an NCAA tournament for a while. Just what has these last 2 weeks been like as an experience for you finishing your career like this?
I've had the best time of my life. These last 2 weeks have been number fun for me. Every day, every moment, I've been enjoying and smiling every day. So I don't think I stopped smiling yet until I started crying out there a few minutes ago.
Or talking. Been talking nonstop, more than usual.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Any other questions for these guys? Thank you, gentlemen.
Hey. I like Jim doing it.
Just a reminder, the Radford locker room is open at this point for more reaction. With that, we'll go over, reiterate. Go to questions for Coach Jones, please.
Mike, when Justin was answering, you seemed to show a little emotion there. What about him, maybe him in particular, and some of the other guys? He went through quite a bit this year, and his role changed, I think. And how did he persevere through that?
Every time, we're talking as a team, and I'll say, what happened a few years ago, and I'll say, "Cuz, you were here for that?" And he'll say, "Yeah, I was here." And then we'll say, "What about that year?" And he's like, "Yeah, I was here." So it's a joke that he's been here so long. His dad was a great player at Radford. He's a legacy kid. He came in, and now he's got bragging rights over his dad because he won a championship this year, and he'll have that for the rest of his life. But what, touched me right there is something that we've been talking about as a coaching staff and as a team all year long is about the brotherhood for life. Blood, sweat, and tears all season long season, a lot of doubters, And then for those guys to not only, rise above expectations, but also meet their potential that they saw in themselves. So that was a lot of fun.
Joe Starkey, Post-Gazette again, Mike, and I guess the same question for you. It just felt like at the end, like it was a lot of class that you guys showed, and you and your fans, and it was something to see that moment when you called your team over.
Yeah, it was a spur of the moment. I looked at them. They didn't get a chance to cheer a victory, but at least they get a chance to cheer these young men. We have a great group of young men. Through the tournament, people got to learn a little bit more about them, but, we got to be with them every day, and our fans learned over the course of the season how special they were. Celebrating that championship on our home court, that was a special moment. This was a special moment. So, I think we energized our alumni, we energized our university, we energized our city, and it's because we have a special group of young men who came together and had a special season. So we just wanted to honor them and thank them for their support.
Mike, I suppose I should ask you one question about the game. Villanova came in as the
You don't have to.
leading scoring team in the country, can beat you in a lot of ways. How difficult is it to slow down a team like that defensively?
Man, they, first of all, I've said it many times, Jay Wright, I've known and watched him for as long as I've been in this business, and he's a terrific coach. Certainly going to be a Hall of Fame coach. So his teams are always super prepared. They play extremely hard, and they're talented. A couple of those guys will probably be in the NBA one of these days soon. And they make shots. Bridges is 6'7", 6'8". We can get there and put our hand up, but he's jumping over us and he's shooting it above us. There's not a lot that we can do other than, make them work. And, sometimes I think we didn't necessarily play Radford basketball for stretches of the game, but I think a lot of it had to do with them and how good they are and how well coached they are.
Coach Jermaine Farrell, WFXR, Roanoke, Virginia. I just want to ask you, what do you feel you learned about yourself and about your team throughout this great run that you guys had this year?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not that complicated a person. My faith in God is strong. It's getting stronger and stronger every day. I know if I put him first, that everything else will be taken care of. And I learned that for myself this year. All I do is show up, and if I get knocked down, I get up. That's who I am. My guys, I try to impart that to them, that regardless of who believes in you and who doesn't, what happens in a situation, whether it's good for you or not, life is a lot harder than it's basketball, and you've got to be able to, handle all this adversity and go on. And that's the thing that I learned about these guys, is that they are tough enough to handle adversity. They are tough enough to go through stretches when we don't score for a long time and still believe they can win the game. They're tough enough that if they, fail a test or do poorly on a paper, that they're going to come back and still have a chance to have a good semester. So, those things are important, not for now, this 4-year fantasy world of being in college where you get in trouble and the coach comes and talks to you. In the real world, you get in trouble and the police come and talk to you. We want to get these guys prepared to be able to handle those situations, and I think they're tough enough to handle it. Obviously there's still growth to be, to be gained, but, I've seen some toughness, emotional toughness, mental toughness in these guys, and physical toughness throughout the year.
Any other questions for Coach? Thank you, Coach.
Thank you all.